Hello, you lot. How you doing? Another day, another dollar. Monday today, Monday the 16th of January 2017. Love a bit of Monday. Quite enjoying moving this weekly insight to the Mondays actually. Just suits my lifestyle better, which is good. It means I'm not really thinking about trading as much on the weekend, which is a bonus. And we're seeing the markets move a little bit more, although nothing too exciting. But yeah, weekly close. So I'm pleased to announce that the weekly close for last week, as in all trades, uh, was 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 across the board. All those zeros are because I'm trading two accounts. So I've got the one that I'm doing now this year, 2017 Q1, and I've got another one from last year. So there's not really anything to report on here. I've just got this in here, noughts all over the place, and we're still at flat for Q1. Um, Right, so that takes us straight into what have we got open, what's coming up. Again, I don't know if it's just because I've changed my kind of the way I'm doing it a little bit, but it's not. Yeah, I don't feel as kind of addicted to the markets at the moment, which I think is pretty cool. But I'm certainly in them. So let's work backwards from what we've got open here. So in most recent trade, so in Q1 to 2017, I've got a CAD Jappy trade open. Let's have a look here. So CAD Jappy. Ba, 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 ba. What have we got? We have got, yeah, I'm a whole 5 pips up here. I saw this. Okay, so if we look at it more on a weekly, well, it's still on the daily chart, but you see we've got this kind of resistance level over here. We had a sell signal here with this peak. Then we had this peak was retested, testing this level again, and then it sold off a little bit. So what I'm kind of also looking at over on the, and you know, a big fan, it might be a bit strong, but I do use momentum divergence with price. Can I operate this thing? Yeah, okay, that works. Let's see if we can do a bit better. So these peaks on here are kind of, you know, the momentum is definitely being lost here. So we've got price is kind of fairly flat, but we're losing momentum here, which, and you're obviously seeing the same thing over here on the dailies as well, although it didn't cross. So I just see that as a bit of a sell signal. So originally I set it up a bit like that. That was my first position on there. So I had 0.25% risk on there. So only small, with a kind of support and resistance trade, coming down to these old support levels here. But I got a bit. That was when I kind of saw it a little bit like that, and then it just looked more bearish. So I thought, well, I'll put another order in there and see what happens, and that got fired. So I've only got 0.2%, 0.22% risk on that. Obviously, I'm hoping it doesn't retest these highs because I'll get clipped out there. But we'll just see if it continues to roll over. So that's fairly interesting. Obviously, the safer play would be to just have this order here and see where it goes. But if I get a runner, I'll be in for a runner rather. If it moves, I'll be in for 1.8% risk, and I should be able 1.8% return, and I have got that off of the back of most likely 0.22% risk. Maybe at a push it will go up to 0.5, but I doubt I'll let it get that high. So anyway, you know, that's the kind of nice numbers. So you're looking at 0.25% risk to make 1.8. What is that? God, my maths. Supposed to be good at that if you're into this trading lot, right? What did I say? 1.8 over 0.25. Yeah, potentially 7 to 1. Like those odds. So anyway, that's what that trade's doing there. Obviously, it's not quite 7 to 1 because my risk will go up and my second order gets clipped. But I will minimise it as soon as possible. What else can I tell you about that's in there? USD CAD. Right, this came out from my mental group and it's doing exactly what I don't want it to do right now. So I'm short this and I'm now more of a buyer, to be honest, but I will let the trade play out. So the idea was it broke this resistance level, pulled back, and then we short down to this level here. But it's not really playing out as might hope, but yeah, we'll leave it, give it time. There is an argument for going long here. We've got some resistance here. We've been rejected there. So some people might want to take that as a buying signal. if that does happen, it will also be, so I'm looking over at the weekly, it would probably be a channel failure on the weekly, which would suggest that it could pop up. What am I trying to do here? Pop up long again. So where are we? We've got this kind of thing going on here. So it has, yeah, if you're into these sort of levels, I'm not saying this is a way to trade. I just bring it all into the picture. We have got a kind of channel here. I haven't drawn the other side, but it's fairly obvious, isn't it? So yeah, that kind of thing going on. And it looks like it is rolling out of the channel. But as always, you know, we get false breakouts, blah, 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 blah. So there is an argument that it's going to try and pop out here. And then it's going to say, no, thank you very much, and end up sort of up there-ish. So maybe a target around this 137. So I wouldn't be against taking that as a long trade. But I'm not going to, because I don't like getting in situations where I'm long one way and short the other and all that. Also, it's not exactly the most convincing trade in the world. We're just going through that as a kind of example of what we could be into. US 30. Okay, so now we're looking at the account from last year. So these trades are from last year. We'll have a bit of a chat about the indices, I guess. So on the daily, what is this up? This is up 3.4 pips, and it's been open since... Oh, it'd be easier just to look at that, wouldn't it? Open since the 16th and the 12th. So it's been open exactly a month today, and all through Christmas and all the rest of it. So let me just check the roll on that. So the roll is £2.47. Woo! I'm going to die. Interestingly enough, looking at roll, I usually, personally, in my head, look at roll as a negative thing, but you can see here that I've only lost 54p on the roll here. And that's because, you know, across all the trades, you can see that it's kind of balancing out, because I've got a few in my favour there. So it's not always against you. Just a side point there. Anyway, I'm still hoping that this rolls over. It does look like it's run out momentum to the upside. It is changing, but who bloody knows? We're basically ranging at the moment. You can see that in quite clearly on the, you know, on this 8 hourly here. We're just kind of doing that, and it's basically flat. So I hope that rolls over. Other ones, so I have FTSE shorts on the, FTSE, funny that, FTSE shorts on the FTSE. I've been getting absolutely battered here. Sorry, I left these 2 orders on. We should get rid of those, really. I was just looking at the pretty pictures and having a mess about. But I'm not going to let these orders stand. Although, yeah, at the moment I'll leave them there. Looking for a sell signal on the day. Nothing's happening there. Still going. FTSE's pretty unbelievable, really. I don't really get to fundamentals, but it's probably down to the fact that the pound's devaluing, and a lot of the companies in the FTSE make their money abroad anyway. So things got a little bit better for them. But again, that's all fundamental stuff, not really my thing. So that's doing that. Whilst we're on that, and I'm hopping around here, let's have a look at silver. So silver's been having lots of fun. It's coming back up to 17. It will probably test this 17, I guess, and pull back a little bit, but it'll be really interesting to see if it gets out of that. I'm a big silver guy. I've got ETFs of silver and the rest of it, so I'm hoping that continues on up. But to be honest, I don't really care if it goes down. I'll probably just buy a bit more if it goes down a bit, and that's the only kind of trade where I'd recommend doing that, because I'm not actually trading it. What's oil saying? I've got one more trade to come back to, but oil for me just looks a bit messy at the moment. So yeah, we got through this 50 level. We had some, you know, there's some support around there. There's kind of other support around 50 because of 50. You know, this kind of region here, and yeah, I don't know. I just don't love it. I mean, you could argue that's a sell right now. I could sell it. I think Maria said she was selling it, but for some reason I don't like selling it into this 50 region. You know, if you're looking for a decent kind of I don't know where you're going to go with it. I just don't like that it's selling into that 50. Call me a knob. I'm a knob. Because it could still, for my money, it could still come down to this 50. So I'm over at the weekly now. So, I mean, if you look at it on the weekly, again, it's breakouts. And the problem with breakouts is they never do anything. But you see, we've tested it, went over, came down. Tested it, went over, came down. Tested it, came down. You could argue we're actually through this 50 now, and it could come down to 50 and then go off. But again, this is all technical. Fundamentally, there's tons of oil around, so it might not do that. That's the understatement of understatement of, I'm going to say, year or perhaps my trading career. So that's doing that. And then I've got my last one, which is the one I'm quite enjoying at the moment, GBP Aussie dollar. So this is from last year, and it is running relatively well. We're seeing some retracement now. So I originally had a target on here to get back down to this 1.6 level, because as you can see, we've got, is that the only resistance? Yeah, that is the most recent resistance. I did have a limit on there because I wasn't expecting it to get down there so quickly, but it got down there, and it nearly hit it on the 1.6. I mean, you could argue, you know, that was at the open on Sunday when I had a look at it. Really, really bloody close. But I took it off the limit anyway. I've now put a limit down onto this 1.5, and I'm basically just using simple pullback, retracement, market downtrend, blah 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 stuff, because you know, whilst it's a nice bit of profit here, we're up quite a lot of pips. Yeah, it might bounce off of here, in which case I'm probably going to get stopped out because I'm trailing my stops here. But if you look at it on a weekly, you'll see that we're in a kind of well, not kind of, but anyway, we're you know, we're very much in a downtrend. So we've come down here, then we kind of, let's try not to close the trade out, pull back here. So that's classic. Then we went down, made a new low. That's classic. Then we came back, lower high. So this is all really solid downtrend stuff. So I'm hoping it kind of swans off down here. And I've picked, that's again weeklies we're looking at. So that's what I'm hoping it does. And the way I trade, I mean, there's definitely an argument for taking it at 1.6. Certainly an argument for offloading a bit of the position. But I'm really into runners. And obviously, if this runs through there, I'm gonna, you know, it's gonna be a massive trade. So yeah, that's it. And God knows if I'll let it clip these limits, by the way. I seem to have a habit of well, not seem to, that sounds like I shouldn't be doing it. I quite often put the limits in, though, one, so I can kind of have a look at what the potential upside is, and two, it allows me to catch a spike, because if this does kind of just for no reason, well, the news, which we'll come on to tomorrow, spike down. Okay, it's unlikely it's going to spike this far, but you know, when I was here and I had it on 1.6, it quite easily could have spiked there just on news and then buggered off elsewhere. So there is definitely an argument for putting limits in my personal opinion. Saying all that, though, I don't know how many times I've been spiked positively in a trade, but funnily enough, I've been spiked negatively. Believe that. Right. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, final thing. Final thing is relating to all these spikes. So news. So Virgil was reminding me of this. We've got the UK Prime Minister. Woo! Big up the UK. Speaking on Brexit tomorrow. So yeah, that will affect all things bright and beautiful. What else have we got in there? Rate decision for the Loonie on Wednesday. Lots of ECB stuff on Thursday. Unemployment rate, yeah. So there's a fair bit out there, actually. Seeing as I'm trading across GBP, Euro, USD. Hang on, let me check this. GBP, yeah, Euro, and I'm not trading Euro, that's helpful. USD, yes. CAD, yes. USD versus CAD, yes. So really all I need is the Bank of Japan, and then every single one of my trades will have been hit. But anyway, they're all linked up in a massive spaghetti bolognese of enjoyment and correlation. So, you know, whatever. But anyway, that's me. I swear I try and do these quickly for you. 14 minutes, it's not really quick. I keep aiming to do them in like kind of 5 minutes, but I just keep going on. Yeah, my trading is just kind of clockwork. Going to keep going with it. Help anyone that I can along the way. So yeah, love to hear your thoughts as always. I hope your trading's going well. It's a brand new year. We're slowly edging into it. January. Things are good. Continue having all the fun. I'm finding my button here so I can stop it. Continue having all the fun and live the dream. Wicked. Sounds on a massive.